Hey kids, you're listening to Nothing in Moderation with Travis and Mike. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on this regularly scheduled dumpster fire.
You can catch us on all the social medias under @NothingInModPod. So let's go ahead and get this hillbilly hog fight underway. Welcome.
Oh yes, welcome to the newest episode of Nothing in Moderation. I am your host, Mike, here with my bestest buddy, Travis.
That's me.
That's him. We're coming to you live from the I don't know where.
Are we back in the multi-million-dollar studio?
No.
Is it finished?
No. Well, yeah, no, I sleep in it now. So, actually, I'm really, my office setup is starting to come around. So
it feels a lot better than the multi-million-dollar studio in the dumpster behind the Sears.
Absolutely, it leaps and bounds better than the multi-million-dollar studio. But I got the Mac Mini up and running, and I got the I got the mic stand finally sorted out. I got my webcam mounted. I didn't realize this whole time I had the webcam I bought was it came on a tripod, which is ironically what they called me in high school. But I didn't realize that it has a little scissor mount on it. And
that's what they called me in high school.
Yeah, I was hoping you were going to make that joke. And I didn't realize that scissor mount is so that you can just clip it on top of your monitors and then bend it so that it pins it. So I got the webcam moved up. I got my fucking LED spotlight on. Now, if you could get a webcam, maybe we could do something fucking cool.
Probably not.
Yeah, well,
but I'll try. I'll see how it goes.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna
probably have to get one of those sweet studio mics like you have with a stand.
Really, I mean, I don't think your mic sounds any better than mine.
No, I just meant the stand.
Oh yeah, you should probably get one of those. So
because mine now booms down like a bad. What are the guys called that run the sound? Are they the gaffers? Or
I
those
think
the lighting guys? Anyway, whoever booms the mic in, my mic would be dangling down in the shot continuously.
Yeah.
But
So I know we were just talking about it off air, but I'm scrolling. I'm scrolling on Reddit. Just up and down as I whatever. Did you see where Jake Paul fucking tweeted at Kanye and said, and I quote, "You know what? Since you dumb enough to run for president, you dumb enough to get knocked out. Where the fuck you at? At Kanye West."
Yeah, he's on a high from beating up some non-boxer basketball player.
Yeah, you beat up a washed-up basketball player in boxing.
Does Jake Paul's a YouTuber or something, right?
I think so. I don't know.
Or TikToker or
yeah,
something.
he's some sort of influencer. God, I hate that fucking... I hate
that term?
The word. The term, the fact that they exist, the fact that people allow them to exist, all of it just makes me fucking angry. I know nobody can see me except you, but I am clenching my fucking fist right now.
Yeah, but your podcast is to seek influence them or something.
Yeah, all 27 of our listeners, buddy. We're influencing
number 5
the shit
in
out
South
of them.
Africa.
Yeah, well, no, we're out of the charts in South Africa.
No.
Yep, it'd be like that.
Hey, everyone has a number 1 hit at some point.
That's true.
Or their best hit.
I mean, David Hasselhoff has never had a hit in America, but he's huge in Germany.
No, I've heard that.
So we're the David Hasselhoff of South Africa.
Oh, man, I hope I get a sweet car.
Probably not.
But, so the guy Jake Paul, is he have some sort of entry-level boxing training, or does he just like to punch people?
I assume. Okay. Well, he's white and probably drinks a lot of energy drinks, so I assume he likes to just punch people.
Kyle Paul.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm sure. I would also assume that he likes to throw the N-word around.
Ooh.
So.
Yeah. But the question, I saw that he had called out some actual... Was it Floyd Mayweather?
I believe that Floyd Mayweather posted that he and Jake Paul were going to do an exhibition match.
Man, I know he didn't read that somewhere. That's a joke about Floyd Mayweather being illiterate.
Logan Paul is who Mayweather's fighting.
Is that the same guy that we're talking about that fought the basketball player?
I don't know. Hang on.
Oh.
Maybe. Fuck, I don't know.
All I know is the guy that beat up the basketball player that's running his mouth.
How fucking funny would it be if this whole time we were wrong about who the fuck we were talking about?
Well, I thought he like challenged Conor McGregor or something to a boxing match too.
Yeah, that's bad times. I mean, honestly, Conor McGregor almost whooped Floyd Mayweather's ass.
All I know is if everyone's going to get mouthy about beating up some retired boxer, they should just step in the ring with Mike Tyson and see how it goes. Because he will murder them.
So Jake Paul did fight Nate Robinson, so we were right about that.
But that's not the guy that Mayweather's going to fight.
That is not the guy Mayweather's fighting, no.
Got it. Just another white guy named Paul.
Yeah.
Fucking Pauls.
Yep. So, I don't know.
So that's our combat sports section.
Yeah.
where we don't get anything right.
Where we get nothing right, which, I mean, to be fair, there's nothing to get right. Fair. Fucking combat sports are stupid.
Ooh, you're going to upset at least one listener.
I hope so. So, fucking, if that one listener wears Affliction, I don't want him anyway.
He doesn't.
No, okay.
I don't think.
That's good. Hopefully he does. So, I don't think anybody still wears Affliction. So,
not unless they have an open warrant.
Yeah. The guys that used to wear Affliction and have open warrants just go shirtless now, or wear strictly tank tops.
You know who immediately comes to mind.
Absolutely.
When we say
person.
Open warrant and Affliction.
Yep. Stolen CRX guy.
I saw so-and-so driving a stolen CRX.
How do you know it was stolen? Because he was
driving it.
Fuck that guy specifically. I assume that he or someone that he knows is the one behind the troll account that makes fun of us on Twitter.
You give them a lot of credit.
No, I say someone associated with them, as in there's a couple of people in that group that could do something like that poorly, which is what that person does. Because I saw they were talking shit to you the other day.
I'll have to ask you who that was, because
one of the screenshots you sent me, our Twitter troll was responding to you. I thought.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought you were saying that one of the people from that group was talking shit to me, and
no, they're not that dumb. So
I'm going to be an asshole, but I'm not going to let you know who I am.
Yeah,
it opens up my vulnerabilities.
Yeah.
All I know is if someone complains on me being an asshole, I'm going to lose my podcast.
Yeah, definitely. So,
get my house raided by DeSantis' goons.
Yeah. God, man. At work, typically I work from home, but every now and then I got to go into work, and the guys that I work with are a little bit older, and they listen to like the local oldies station. And there's a guy that the morning DJ, he is every right-wing morning DJ you've ever heard from. Like,
oh boy.
Like he does skits making fun of like Biden, or he'll have like when Trump was, I haven't heard them lately, so I assume they stopped them after the election. But he used to do like Trump would call in, quote unquote, it was like a Larry the Cable Guy type deal where like one guy would do.
The hell is this, Russia?
Yeah. Yes, it is actually. But I don't know if you know the Larry the Cable Guy shtick. Like he started out, like he's legit from the Central Florida area, and the first things he would do were with JRR. But then Larry the Cable Guy syndicated that to where he would record a generic call and sell it to a bunch of different stations all across the country. There's a Trump impersonator that does that same thing. He records a generic call talking about whatever is current, and then a bunch of different radio stations buy it and play it.
Okay.
So they play that call, and but they were talking about that whole DeSantis thing this morning, and he's like, oh yeah, fucking, she was on. He didn't say fucking, but he was like, oh, the Chris Cuomo had her on CNN last night. CNN is like the fakest of the fake news. And I'm just like, God damn it, I hate you so much. Like, I'm just sitting there listening to this thing, and I'm just like, I don't understand how you guys can listen to this. Like, this is fucking, this just immediately, like, it makes me mad at the hacky laziness of it.
It's echo chamber stuff.
Yeah.
And we've talked about it before. It reinforces
but nobody's
your
in
views
that echo chamber. I don't know why they keep listening to it. Like, none of the guys that sit back there agree.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's the weirdest shit ever. Like, but it's the music that they want. So
it's putting up with a gonorrhea because she's hot.
I mean, that's a bit extreme, but it's also very accurate. So, because that's kind of what you're getting from this guy.
And that's where it's
verbal gonorrhea.
Or he is hot. I don't want to pigeonhole anybody here.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, you can get gonorrhea from who you want to get gonorrhea from. Who are we to judge?
From the tractor. It's the tractor story.
Yeah.
But no, I don't quite understand all that. That particular topic is one where people are talking about it, and people that normally think I agree with them on stuff, people that think I'm a very left-leaning person, and then I'm like, hey, for what it's worth, when you execute a warrant, you always have your gun out and you clear the room to make sure there aren't threats. It's not like they walked in and just pointed it in the kid's face and held it in the kid's face to hold the kid in place.
Yeah.
I was like, 2, if they're entering the house and they have a warrant, it's not just because DeSantis said, hey, go in that house. There's actually a judge involved that had to sign off on paperwork. And in theory, there's some form of checks and balances. So it's at least more on the up and up in theory than a lot of other things.
So here's my thing. And because like, I don't disagree with you're serving a warrant, gun like that, the gun out, that's all well and good. They know enough. You can't tell me that they didn't do enough research to know whether or not there may be guns in the house. And like, I can't imagine, like, it blows my mind having been indirectly involved with a home raid, at least once personally. Like, they knew what the fuck was going on. Like, the house that I have personal knowledge of, like, they knew there was a dog. They knew which room the dog was going to be in. They knew, they knew who was going to be where at what times.
Yeah, you do that, like, that sort of reconnaissance when it's a higher risk scenario.
Yeah.
But when you're literally, you have to remember muscle memory, and I'm not justifying anything. I'm just saying the way it works is your gun's out. You never know what could happen, and you don't want to be at a disadvantage if something bad does happen.
Yeah.
But that's like where trigger discipline comes into play, to where you're not finger on the trigger, you trip over the couch and you shoot the couch type deal.
Yeah,
which has happened.
But like, it's just weird to me that like you're just going in to confiscate this lady's computer because she may or may not have posted a message on a government system that you didn't agree with. Like, and all of a sudden it's fucking multiple officers, guns drawn, big ordeal. Like, you probably could have just walked up and been like, hey, bitch, give us the computers. Let's go. We need to get the fuck out of here.
So a lot of what I'm seeing that is available through certain entities and not others because, bias, they knocked on the door and gave her like 20 or 25 minutes to even come to the door to try and do things amicably. And then after that period of time is when they eventually entered the house and in turn cleared the house. And I saw the video where they were calling the husband down from upstairs. Hey, who's upstairs? Oh, my husband is. All right, come downstairs because you would rather put somebody else at the mobility disadvantage than yourself, to where if you're coming up the stairs and they're waiting to ambush you, they can. Yeah, and I understand it's a lot of quote unquote paranoia, but it's habits. You need to be in these habits so that you don't get yourself killed. I mean,
but I would also be, it's weird to me that you gave her 20 minutes or whatever to bring you the shit versus like literally standing there with your foot in the door, like, hey, bring us these things, or hey, can we come in and get these things? It seems like, I don't know, the way things escalated seems weird to me. Because if you're trying to confiscate computers, literally all it takes is a fucking large enough magnet to the side of one to potentially erase the entire fucking hard drive beyond repair.
Well, and
you don't want to give them 20 minutes to do that.
Right. And I don't think it's the content of the computers that they were concerned with, because she said she had backups of all of her data.
Yeah.
That was just going to be inconvenient. And this is my understanding, I could be wrong. The thing that they were grabbing the computers for was to find evidence that she was the one who had illegally accessed an electronic system she was no longer permitted to use.
Yeah.
So they're looking for that trail of things. So that's what the point of taking the computer is. But either way, I mean, there's a ton of information that's not available to us as viewers. Well, and depending on where you're trying to source your information, they're going to selectively provide you with information as well. And
I've not, like, I literally, beyond reading headlines, seeing the video, And the short clip of a video, it's not like it's a fucking 20 or 30 minute long video. As far as I know, it's only, 20 or 30 seconds.
Yeah, as the cops walk past the stairs and call out to the husband to come downstairs.
Like it's not like there's a lot of info there. And beyond reading like headlines or, scrolling past the article on Reddit and reading the first couple of hot comments or whatever, like I don't have a lot of knowledge of it. I'm just like, from the outside looking in, it all seems kind of weird. Like and not even from the cop perspective of it, just the whole ordeal. I feel like I don't know what message board or system she used that she wasn't supposed to, but I feel like in most cases it gets you fired, not house raided by police.
Well, so she wasn't employed by the agency anymore.
Okay.
She's the data scientist that was a quote unquote whistleblower when DeSantis allegedly told people to manipulate information, and she said, fuck you. And she left. She resigned and then started her own data company to keep the numbers out there. So she was no longer part of the entity to be fired from. And the allegations are that she was still accessing the internal systems and encouraging other people, I think, to quit and to whistleblow as well.
Oh, okay.
And the claim is that she was not allowed access to this internal system at the Florida Health Services or whatever it is, and she was still utilizing it. And she's come out publicly and said, no, I didn't, for one. For two, it was the same login and password for everyone. So if you're trying to look at who logged in and who used a password, everyone uses the same fucking one anyway.
Jesus
so you can't.
Christ. That's the most Florida password thing I've ever heard of in my life.
And again, this is her statement. We don't know how much of any of this is true.
I'm of the belief, like, that wouldn't surprise me. Like, I don't know if it's true or not either, but like literally if they were like, yeah, that's right, everybody uses the same password, like I'd be like, it doesn't surprise me.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Yeah, no, I've worked for it. I don't currently work for, because the company I currently work for is fucking like new password every fucking 30 days, like 10 characters, numbers, letters, fucking special. Like it's serious shit.
Password 1.
Yeah.
Password 2.
Yeah, you cannot.
Password 3.
Yeah, you cannot do that. Well, you can. You just have to do it. Well, that's neither here nor there. It's much more difficult. But like I've worked for companies in the past that like access to all of their fucking data was one password that fucking everybody had.
I have worked for companies before that it is one password across the board for all systems.
Jesus Christ.
And it had been that way for years.
Like multi-million-dollar companies.
Where you've had 20 people come and go, and the passwords are all still the same.
Actually, one of the companies I worked for was the largest purveyor of their service in Central Florida, also the oldest. And they fucking like the one password for everything.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Effectively, it wasn't even a good password. So,
password.
That was the same company that left me in charge of a room with like $50,000 in cash that was only held back by a single key that I was abso-fucking-lutely giving up if somebody came in with a gun.
Yeah, so, but whatever.
Yeah, no sir, this key is yours now. You may have this key.
I will sell you this key.
Yeah. No. I will not.
$50,000.
You can have this key for free. Everything that this key unlocks is yours now. I'm out of here.
The important thing to remember is if you have a simple password system where you don't have to put letters and numbers and unique characters, you just make sure your password is the word incorrect. That way, if you forget it, the system tells you your password is incorrect.
I like that. That's smart. I think my new password at work is going to be incorrect 1 exclamation point. I like it.
Oh, man.
I like it when we just riff and don't actually talk about anything that we plan to. It's good times.
It works because we didn't plan to.
Yeah, you're right. This show is going exactly how we planned. Not at all.
Everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the face.
Yeah, well, it's been a long time since I got punched in the face.
Well, we'll work on it. Christmas is coming.
Yeah.
Family dinners.
Yeah, nope, not going to any of those this year. So,
have you ever been caroling?
I was in chorus in middle school, so yes.
So you guys like walk neighborhoods and went caroling? And
we did
and all
it
that
like
bullshit?
at school and then like at a nursing home locally.
Okay.
Never in like neighborhoods, but
Well,
like at nursing home, couple different nursing homes and all through school.
Okay, and you guys live in a little bit more of a neighborhood than we do. Do you guys ever have carolers there or anything like that?
I have not seen carolers here, and at my mom's house where I grew up was very neighborhoody, if that's a word.
Right.
Like cookie cutter houses, and like they sell every year they do not the menorahs. Not menorah. Menorahs are the Jewish candles. What are the candles they line the sidewalks with on Christmas Eve?
Fire hazards. I don't know. I don't know, but you're right. Menorah is a Jewish tradition.
Yeah, no, it is. But I don't remember what they call the candles that like you put in the driveway. Like all the neighborhoods in Orlando that I've lived in or been in, like at Christmas Eve, like they sell these kits where you can line your driveway and the sidewalk with like there's little tea lights that go in a paper bag that create these like, it's just like a cool little display or whatever. And like, but I've lived in neighborhoods that do that every year, like to the point where neighbors will buy yours if you're not going to buy one, so you don't fuck up the row. So, because our neighbors always bought ours and lit it because we never got involved because fuck that.
I have the need for conformity.
Yeah, and fuck you. If you want to conform, you go right ahead. You can put mine out and pay for it. That's fine. But I've never had carolers now.
Okay.
Long story short.
No, that's perfect. I've never had carolers at any of the houses I lived at. I one time had a pair of Mormon girls solicit my house and give me the Book of Mormon. But
I think you told us that story.
Yeah, so I mean that's the closest I've gotten to any kind of
to a three-way.
Well, yeah, that too. And if you include God, it's a four-way.
Hey,
but no, that's the closest I've ever gotten to having people of religious orientation showing up unexpected. And and then there was the time that you invited the JWs in for chili.
Yeah, yep. So I had, what's weird is that in Volusia County, since I've moved up here, living with you or living where I currently live, I had more interactions with JWs the first time they came to your door than I had my entire life in Orlando. Like we never had religious people come knocking on our doors.
That's smart. It's a scary place to try and ride a bike.
Yeah. I mean, I guess so. But I don't know, man. Like there's like, and I didn't live like when I was growing up, the house we lived in when I was younger was in a more rural area. It's not so much now, but when I was growing up, it was very rural. But like where my mom and I lived, like that was, I mean, we're fucking 3 minutes from downtown.
Yeah. I just think about traffic and biking.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's weird.
Not the getting robbed or shot part or anything of that.
Yeah,
I literally just meant, traffic collisions.
Yeah. Pussies.
But we got a notice that said, December 11th, we will be doing our yearly Christmas caroling in the blank neighborhood. Please don't slam the door on us. We want to spread joy. We'll see y'all then.
Nope.
So Ashley and I had a funny conversation about it, and that's what led me to ask you about Christmas caroling and stuff like that. And I think it's nice that people want to go spread positive vibes and stuff like that, but I'm a Grinch, so leave me alone. And I said to her, I was like, if someone's going to walk the quarter mile from the roadway to get to our front door, and it's dark out, and then when I open the door, they're going to scream at me in Christian, I'm going to fucking pepper spray all of them. I'm not going to get yelled at on my own property.
That seems excessive.
I like it. They shouldn't walk that far or sing so loud.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. So, but
at least I'm not slamming the door on them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I might like if you're if you're just singing, I don't want to. I'm just not going to open the door. So
they're gonna stand outside singing, and you're gonna start turning off the lights.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, do your worst. I'm not coming outside. I'm not gonna slam the door in your face because I'm not going to open it. How's that?
You're just gonna open the front door and say, "He's not here."
Yeah.
No, Mr. Mike, he's not here.
So I couldn't, man. I would. I'd be so mad. I bought a Ring doorbell specifically so that I could tell people to get the fuck off my lawn without having to get up off the couch.
Does it have a speaker to where you can yell at people with it?
Yeah. After the tornadoes that came through, like with any other major storm, the rape your insurance for a new roof people were out.
Oof.
And I loathe those people so fucking much. And what's weird? You know how old man I am is now that I have to pay homeowners insurance? Like, it makes me fucking angry that these companies exist and can take advantage of the insurance companies and the people, and there's nothing technically illegal about it. Like, it's this fucked up gray area they operate in.
It's the American way to fleece people.
Fuck, man. Like, I I literally, my roof is maybe 5 years old. I don't think it's 5 years old yet. It might be 5 years old. And I have two roofs, which is very weird to explain, but one of the roofs is even newer because I had it replaced much later.
And you just alternate which roof you're using based on your mood and color coordination?
Yeah, basically. But the addition that has the secondary roof, we had it replaced later. So it's even newer. And like these people just walk up and they're like, "Oh yeah, you can get a new roof." I'm like, "My roof's not that old." "Well, a storm just came through. We'll inspect it." And I'm like, "Oh no, you won't." "Well, what do you mean? We're going to inspect it for free." I was like, "No, you're not. Because that's not how this works. You're not going to rip my insurance company off for a new roof.
My rates will be delightful."
And I'm damn sure not signing over the check to you, because that's the other thing they do. Like they tell you, "Oh yeah, the roof's going to be $10,000." Well, they tell your insurance company the roof's going to be $10,000. Your insurance company pays them the $10,000, but you don't ever see the check. You fucking, you sign the check over to them. The check
and
goes
you just pay your insurance company the deductible.
Yeah, you pay the deductible. The check goes straight to the roofing company. And then that roof only costs, if you called them on a random Monday afternoon and had them come out and give you an estimate, your roof was $7,500, not $10,000. But because, there's insurance involved now, they're charging the $10,000. Well, if somebody's sticking $2,500 in their pocket, it's going to be me. Sorry.
If anyone's going to commit insurance fraud, it's me.
Yeah, absolutely. Like if the insurance company's willing to pay $10,000 for this motherfucker, then they're sending me the check, and I'll
I'll
pay you. Yeah, let me haggle.
I was having a conversation with Maddie this weekend because he went out to lunch with us for Ashley's birthday for an awesome mandarin cream cheesecake that made
Thanks
it onto
invite,
the social medias. Yeah, well, we don't like you guys that much.
I know. That's fine.
No, we knew that you have to hang out with your mom and grandfather, so we're not trying to get you killed by nobody wearing fucking masks in Mount Dora.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
But so Matt went out with us, and they came back to the house, and we were hanging out and bullshitting and had a fire and stuff, and we talked about the roof, that we need a new roof. And I was telling him what I thought roofs were going to cost. I figured we were going to be in it for like 10 or 12 grand.
Yeah.
Size of the house, the flat roof section, stuff like that. And he was like, no way, it shouldn't cost that much. He's like, you shouldn't be in it for more than 5,000.
Shit.
And because he was remembering what he paid, and I don't doubt that he paid what he said he paid, but I was trying to remember what you said that you guys ended up on the hook for your two parts of the roof.
So here's the problem, and you, especially because you mentioned that you have a flat roof section. Flat roof is more work, more money, and so it changes. Like, so our normal peaked roof for the main part of the house was about, I think it was like $5,200 or $5,300. The flat roof section, and we had some damage that had to be repaired. So when you're a sheet of plywood through the roofing company for them to provide, install whatever the plywood is like $80 something a sheet or some shit like that. And that's, there's no getting around that. They all charge extra for the install and whatever. And we used a lot of plywood. But even if you take the plywood out, we were with the plywood and everything. We wrote like a $9,000 check for the flat roof section.
So that's just the one section. So you
just
guys
the one
total
section,
were in it for like 14 grand.
13 and some change was
Jeez.
Both roofs total. And and granted, if we hadn't had all the plywood to replace and some of the other issues that we had,
right?
We still probably, the original quote before any plywood was, I think 65 or 7.
For both roof sections?
Just for the flat roof part.
Jeez.
So all the extra shit that we didn't plan on was, $1,800 or $2,000, I think.
I remember when you were getting it done, you were like, I went out there and I counted how many fucking pieces of plywood there were to make sure that when they told me they put X number up, there was that many missing from the stack.
Yep. Yeah, because he just dropped off a whole fucking pallet, like because
Right.
like the crew, the crews come in on their own, but the guy that sold the job and the project manager, once they get started, he goes to Lowe's and gets, whatever they need. And he literally just came back with a whole fucking pallet of plywood. And I was like, well, you're not fucking charging me for a whole pallet. And then they ended up using the whole fucking pallet. So fuck my life.
Well, and it's not like if they use half the pallet, they won't move that to the next job site.
Yeah.
It's going to get used.
Absolutely. But like the other thing to keep in mind is like, for me, you guys are further off the road. You don't have this issue, but like in the middle of the night, somebody could have just fucking walked up and stolen 2 or 3 sheets of that plywood. Not even that they would have tried to hose me out of it via the roofing company. Like literally somebody could have just walked up and stole it. And I would have I wouldn't have had any idea.
Well, they probably would have built a speaker box out of it.
Probably, yeah. Well, no, not plywood. They're a little smarter than that.
Stolen plywood box and my stolen CRX,
yeah, bitch. But yeah, no, roofs are very expensive, and with you guys having a couple of additions and flat roof, and
it's gonna suck.
Yeah, if you're not 12 or 13 grand out, I would be very surprised.
Well, and then when Bobby made the comment about doing a metal roof, he's like, "Yeah, you'll probably be in it for 40 grand." Matt about had a heart attack.
And I don't know that metal roofs are. I mean, I know they can get very expensive, but I don't know that they're popular enough now that I think they're coming down in cost.
It's just everything is, and this is the old man in us. Everything is so much more expensive because everyone's making more money.
Yeah.
I don't want an economic crash, but that's the time to get the roof done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not when someone's trying to charge my dad, $5,000 to $10,000 to put up a fucking privacy fence.
Yeah. That depending on for your parents' yard. Well, it depends, but like,
fuck that.
Privacy fences aren't like the fence that Jen and I had to put up, which was, you got to remember, one whole side of our yard, our neighbor put up, and the whole back half of the yard, the neighbor put up. So we were only responsible for 2 of the 4 sides,
right?
And ours still cost us like $2 grand.
Did you pay someone to put it in?
Yes.
So that's where the huge cost comes from, because my dad told the guy to get the fuck out of the yard.
Yeah.
Because the guy showed him the paperwork, and my dad's like, well, I know how much fence panels cost because I can go to Lowe's and buy them, and I know you're getting them for less, which I get it. There's a markup there. He's like, but when 90% of what's on here is labor you're going to do in one day, you can fuck off. How's that sound?
God damn. So like a wood fence, sure. Yeah. I will. Fencing is just one of those things I'm not going to do myself. So I'm going to fork over the money every time.
Just have to have a buddy come over.
Yeah. I don't want to do that either. I don't want to hang out with any of my friends that long.
Well, then the money.
Also, none of my friends know a fucking thing about putting up fences.
You dig a hole, you put a pole in it.
So now we've got 2 people over here that don't know a fucking thing about fences, and I'm just going to end up having to pay the money to somebody to fix it anyway.
Up there on the roof, swinging hot mops at each other. Yeah. This fucking guy comes through the window like an acrobat.
But yeah, no, fuck that. I'll pay every time. So that's why when we did the remodel and shit, like I paid something. Like I just don't. It's not that I'm not capable of doing it. I'm not capable of doing it, but I'm not capable of doing it in a time frame that works for anybody.
Yeah, but that's a lot more than literally. How long are the fence panels? 6 feet. Put the posts 6 feet apart and put them in a straight line
until they're not level.
Oh, they don't need to be level.
Until the first time a good gust of wind comes in and you didn't put them deep enough in the ground, or you bought the wrong shit and fucking. Like, there's all sorts of things that could.
Yeah, but I don't
wrong.
have to worry about that once I leave your house after helping.
That's true. That's the problem.
That's
not only do we not give a fuck, nobody's going to come back and help me when it's all fucked up and wrong. So, yeah, listen, I know my friends.
That's where the Miata is right now. I got all the wheel studs to replace, and I'm like,
yeah, that's none of that's even our fault.
No, that's just old. I have to replace that top hat on that one corner, though.
Yeah,
that's my fault.
That is definitely your fault. You Travis the fuck out of that one, buddy.
Yeah, I just don't have any more impact tools to take the tough shit apart.
We took them all away.
Yeah, they were all yours.
Yeah,
I was the guy who used to have all the tools, and now my shit's all fucking seized up.
Yeah, you should probably use it more frequently.
That was at Dad's house with my compressor.
Yeah, well, now you got it at your house.
Yeah, and it's seized up. I just don't want to buy another one. I don't want to come off the money. Yeah, I'm being cheap.
Yeah, I hear you. Speaking of coming off money, you ready for Christmas?
Fuck. I mean, thankfully we're at a situation where if we want something, we kind of just buy it within reason. So we don't see a special day as a reason to hold off on getting something.
Yeah.
And fuck it, we're old enough now. Like, we don't need to buy gifts for everybody. I kind of just, like, I gave Mom and Dad a calendar.
Jesus Christ.
What? I gave Ashley's grandma a calendar too.
It's fucking ridiculous. I love it.
When she turned 90 and we went to her birthday party, Ashley got a banner to hang on the wall that says "fuck you're old."
Jesus Christ.
So we're a good match.
Yeah, yeah. We're kind of in the same, it's just a lot like it's, That's my problem. My problem with Christmas is like most of the things I legitimately want are more expensive than I want others to spend on me. The things that aren't more expensive, I just go and buy anyway.
Yeah,
So, like,
I'm
I
happy
don't-
getting socks and underwear from family members
I
if they
am
have
not
to buy
okay
me
with
something.
that. No. Just give
Why?
me a gift card. Just give me a gift card.
No,
No, I don't want you buying me socks and underwear.
no. In my
How do
family,
you know I wear underwear? What type am I wearing right now? What do you know about me? Nothing.
well, I'll
Good.
get you something and give you the receipt to return it.
That's just like that's almost and I don't want to seem like an asshole when I say this, but that's a bigger inconvenience. Now I have to take your shitty gift back to the store for you and pick out something new. When
Right,
you
I'm
could have
guilting you into keeping it.
No, I'm not going to keep it. I will fucking donate it to Goodwill or fucking I will take it, throw it in the trash. I don't know.
We keep telling everybody don't worry about getting us anything because it's all just clutter.
Yeah.
Which is kind of where you're at too. And so we do scratch offs. The whole family just kind of does scratch offs back and forth, whatever it is. Or you do dirty gifts or bathroom gifts or whatever it is. So her dad is pretty bad about he'll get something and he'll set it down and he'll kind of never come back to it. So there's clutter. So when we were going through and cleaning out the area that is where the Christmas gifts resided for Christmas, we just took a bunch of the old stuff and re-gifted it to him and he was elated to get it. And then he set it right back down where it was when we took it. And we're like, all right, I guess that's coming back in 3 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's still sitting there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I skip out on. I'm trying to skip out on Christmas like I did Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
I'm probably not going to get away with it, but like the other weird situation we're in is like my mom is like I think I've said before, she's selling her house and my grandfather's house and moving up here. So like my mom is moved 90% of her belongings into storage because her house is the first to go on the market. And the other 10% has moved in with her to my grandfather's house. So like the things I would want to get her or that she may want doesn't make any sense to get her because it's just going to go straight into storage.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, oh God, and the same thing with my grandfather, like the things like, there's a couple of gifts that he gets every year without question. Like he collects Hess trucks. So every year he gets the new, whatever Hess truck released that year.
Louis does that.
So stuff like that, he's still going to get, but like he's moving too. So like I'm not going to run and get him a bunch of shit that I just have to then move in a few months.
And just get him a gift card. Get him a gift card to like two guys in a truck moving.
Yeah, I might do that.
See if you can get like a twofer. We'll call for his house and for your mom's storage unit and for the White House.
Mom's house is in a pod, so they're just going to deliver that to the new house whenever.
Gotcha.
So, and I told her after moving all of her shit into the pod, I was like, listen, when it comes time for everybody to move, we're paying a company to do it all. Like Mike's not doing that shit on his own.
It's one of those things that's a good enough reason to not move. The friend of ours with Firestarter, they were looking at a different house, and they're debating. They're like, well, do we want to move and then just move in a year anyway when we plan to buy, or do we just want to stick it out here at this rental? Or I was like, fuck, dude, I just wouldn't move.
Yeah,
stay in the rental.
I would try to buy the rental actually.
I don't know. Shit's expensive in Maine.
Yeah, that's true too. So fucking Maine.
It was when they were telling us like
fucking Maine, lobster. Is that how I don't know how that goes. I do
it's a wicked
Boston
pisser.
Accent. Yeah, I do a terrible Boston accent. Don't worry about me.
But when they were telling us what they're paying for like a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house up there, like $2,200 a month. I was like, holy fuck. That's
not much different from Orlando.
Well, holy fuck, I'm not doing that either.
Yeah, the I don't remember exactly what Destry is paying at his 2-1 or 2-2 or whatever it is, and it's in a much nicer area, and it's got a very large lot on it,
and it's got direct access.
Yeah, but Destry is paying something similar to that, I believe,
and he's paying it to his family.
Yeah. So, like it,
got him.
But that wasn't. It's not like he shopped around a lot trying to find a place, and it's like that's not like that's kind of a bargain based on what he was looking for and the areas he wanted. Like that's he's not getting a bad deal. So it's, you know, it's fucking like the rent in Orlando is just out of control.
Yeah. Tell me the story about him launching his boat.
What do you mean? When?
Were you there when he launched the boat when he first moved back down here to Orlando?
No.
Oh, they when we went over there for the barbecue where I ended up ordering tacos. They were telling us that he was trying to launch the boat into the lake, but there's no easy way to get it into the lake.
There isn't.
And he ended up going to a part where he had to back the trailer off of like a little concrete lip, and then the boat hits the water and it floats, and he has to push it out and then pull the trailer back up over the lip, and he got the truck stuck.
That does not surprise me. He has since made friends with someone across the lake who has a personal boat ramp that he can use to get the boat in and out of the water. But he's got to, like, we got it out. We pulled it out of the water last time I saw him. And he had to get in the boat, drive it across the lake. I had to take the boat and the truck and trailer out onto like OBT, a fucking 5-minute drive to get to the other side of this lake. Pulled in like it's two guys that live next door to each other that co-own the boat ramp. But the guy that actually owns the boat ramp, you can't get to it from his property. So you have to drive through his neighbor's yard and like around the back of the neighbor's house to even get to the boat ramp.
So
and
it looks like you're doing some hinky ass shit in a 1988 Suburban that's rusted
the fuck out, pulling a fucking, $40,000 or $50,000 boat out of the lake. And I'm like, man, this is fucking terrible. So, and then it's like the boat ramp is concrete, obviously, into the water, but everything else is grass leading up to the boat ramp.
Maybe that's what happened.
No,
he got stuck the first time trying to leave.
I don't know, because the first time, the time we used this ramp was the first time he had used it.
Okay,
he had made friends with the guy a few weeks earlier, but he hadn't had a need to use it until then. So
I just thought it was funny. I was like, man, he could have called me. He's only 8 miles, 12 miles away, and I could just yank on it with a donkey.
Yeah, no. So I mean, the Suburban would pull it out if there was a way to get it.
No, I just meant the Suburban got stuck in the grass.
Oh yeah,
so
no. Yeah.
Donkey will just pull it sideways.
Yeah, pretty much. But no, I didn't. I'd never heard that story. It does not surprise me at all that he looked at that, said this should work, and went for it. So, and just
that's a
hope
very
for the
me
best
thing to do.
Well, and most of my friends are like me in that respect, because for the most part, I am very much like that. Like, I'll look at something and say, it should work. Fuck it, let's go.
Yeah, what's the worst that can happen? It's only a $40,000 boat.
And whatever the worst that can happen is, the actual worst is 10 times worse than what I believed it to be. So
yeah, it's like, oh no, it's on fire.
That's one of those qualities I admire in my friends. So I'm always,
you're silly. I'm still gonna send it.
Yeah, pretty much. Still gonna send it. But yeah, no, that's I had not heard that story. That's new for me.
Oh man, you'll have to ask him about it.
Yeah, well, we'll have to get him on the podcast.
I'm going to delete that.
He could be our interview.
Whatever happened to getting the guy from Birds Aren't Real?
He is very unwilling to do interviews for fucking anybody.
Really?
Yeah, I researched that a lot more, and he very rarely does them. Period. Like, it's not. If you get a Birds Aren't Real interview, you're bringing something to the table that he cannot bring himself. And with a following like he has, it's hard to offer something to him that he does not already have access to.
So people will reach out to me and say, hey, is this real? And they'll send me links to crazy shit because I dig into that stuff.
Yeah. Or
someone will say, do people actually believe this? My buddy Jose does that all the time. He'll send me crazy shit that he finds on Twitter or stories or whatever. And he'll be like, do people actually believe this? I was like, Jose, my go-to is, there are people out there that believe the world's flat, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, but this many? And I'm like, I don't know. Did you know that there's people out there that believe that birds aren't real? And he's like, no, there's not.
Sir?
So I sent him the link. He's like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah.
So it's a good time.
And to be fair, it's not too, like, there are dumber conspiracy theories out there. I don't necessarily believe that all birds are CIA drones, but to think that there might, that might be a way that they do some reconnaissance work to have bird drones. I can see that.
It's not beyond the scope of reality.
Yeah, no, not at all. So I don't know that they're as deep as the birds aren't real people want you to believe that they are.
Well, it's just important that we monitor Antarctica so heavily with penguins.
If you're asking me if the number, if you were to say how many bird drones do you think there are, my guess is not zero.
It's a number larger than zero, a non-zero number.
It is a non-zero number.
Well, now you have to wonder if their navigation systems are just faulty, and that's what the windmills are fucking up.
That could be it. They could have. What's weird with geofencing and shit though? Like you would think they would set up a geofence around the windmills in general, or maybe they don't set the geofences up on purpose, so people are like, "Look, the fucking birds! Oh, they're too dumb. They fly into the.
They've got to be real. There's no way those are controlled by the CIA.
Yeah, a human wouldn't let that many birds fly into the same windmill. They would have to use geofencing or something. So,
I'm just saying.
Just saying.
It's not a non-zero number. Wait, it's a non-zero number.
It is not a non-zero.
It is not.
Wait.
So it's zero?
Is that a double negative?
Let's do a triple. It's not a non-zero number.
Correct. That is correct. That gets us back where we needed to be. Negative times a negative equals a positive type shit.
Right. You just changed direction 3 times.
Yep. Dun, dun, dun. Okay.
You guys can't see him. He's juking on the mic.
I did. That was my nickname in high school, juking on the mic.
Okay. So welcome to the podcast. This is Nothing in Moderation. We have stickers and
I forgot to talk about our stickers, our keychains, and our magnets. Oh,
if someone wanted one of those, how would they go about getting one, Mike?
They would send us a DM on any of our social medias at Nothing in Mod Pod. They could also send us an email to nothinginmoderationpod@gmail.com. Thank you.
And we just ask that if we send you that, Jazz, you send us a photo.
I don't even ask that anymore. Nope. I don't want to put a stipulation on it. Like, just take these fucking things. Get them out of my drawer. I got to have more room for RC parts. So.
Oh, man. The addiction is real as you put it in the woods.
Dude. It's insane. I did not realize until I ordered some parts on the same night from eBay, I ordered a bearing kit to replace all the bearings in the car. I also ordered some front suspension parts that I needed to replace because I'm part of the reason it ended up in the woods is because the front wheels weren't coming back to center. And that, I needed to repair and upgrade a couple of parts to make sure that the front wheels always come back to center so the car goes straight. So the bearing kit on eBay, the seller was in Alaska. I did not realize that at the time, or I would have bought a different bearing kit because you think Alaska, that's going to fucking take forever to get here. The other parts I ordered were from an RC shop in Missouri. The fucking bearings from Alaska got here like 3 days before the parts from Missouri.
Missouri's got a lot going on right now.
They both made it to the post office within 24 hours. The post office had the package. The package sat in Missouri for fucking two extra days. What? Why? Why is it just on its way from Alaska? This one plane could have fucking picked it up and grabbed it. You flew right over it, I'm sure.
It could have just stopped, dropped a rope. They could have tossed the package on.
I don't get it.
I could have put the package on a turtle and had it delivered.
Fucking USPS. I was pro USPS before November 3rd. Now that the election's over, fuck USPS again.
Could you just lock the wheels into a position to go straight if you're using it solely for drag racing?
No, because what would happen if you did that in a real car?
You could only go straight.
Yeah. Okay. So now take into consideration that you're in, say, the yellow car, making 700 or 800 horsepower, making a very fast pass at the racetrack, but your wheel's locked and you can only go straight. What happens when it fucking blows the tires off?
The same thing that happens anyway. I'm going to die.
Yeah. So it's the same theory on a much smaller scale, obviously. I'm like the car, the couple of times that I've made a full clean pass from one end to the other, the track for RC drag racing is 132 feet. So 1/10 of that of a real racetrack or real quarter mile track. In that 132 feet, my car does like 48 miles an hour. And, but a car like Mike's does like 57 miles an hour. So you take 57 miles, you do the deductions. Right. That's fucking fast. Like if you convert that back to full scale, that's fucking hustling.
In my head, and I hope anyone listening saw this, it's the Zach Galifianakis face where all the math's passing by him.
Exactly. Yeah.
And he's like, that's fast.
Yeah, that's fucking fast. Like it's hustling. So if you lock the steering in place, and the tires spin on these cars, like they're not,
No, the tires can't be hooked up like a locker. No, not a locker, like a spool to where they spin the same amount no matter what.
There is a spool. It's called it's like a clutch system. But it sort of acts as a spool. And they spin obviously. Well, I guess it would work more like a posi where one spins in reverse of the other.
Yeah, like an LSD or whatever.
Yeah, so it's more of that. But in there, they sell things where you can lock that out and shit like that. But I haven't gotten that far into it. But it's still like it's still
a little welder.
Yeah, it's still going to blow the tires off.
Gotcha.
So as soon as it blows the tires off the front, it's still going to Dale Earnhardt itself into the woods,
as evidenced by Exhibit A.
Yeah, pretty much. So. Yeah, I've actually converted the whole bench that I bought for the to make stickers and shit. Like I put all the sticker stuff up on the top shelf, and it's all the whole fucking, like I bought a pit mat. The whole fucking thing is RC stuff.
I lost interest in this other project already because I have a new one.
Yeah, actually, here I'm gonna flip the camera around.
You're like the wives with the Etsy.
Yeah. You know what's funny in this shot? And nobody else can see this, but I know you can. All three of my most recent hobbies are presented: the sticker maker deal, my bow in the back corner, and the RC stuff.
So what we'll do is we'll make a kill count set of stickers, and every time I shoot your RC car with a bow while you're racing, we'll have to put that sticker on the bow as a kill.
I don't think you'd hit it as many times as you think.
It only has to happen once.
Because I think you may think that the bow is easier than it actually is.
No, I've had a couple compound bows.
Yeah, that shit's way harder than it needs to be.
I'm going to use it like a drag race for money. I'm going to go first, and I'm going to veer into your lane. So I'm going to shoot the RC car before you're even getting the green light.
That's fine. You do that. Bring it, bitch. But you ready to get into this trash or treasure? I got a good one.
Ooh. Trash.
Treasure. So this week, our goddamn Wikipedia. No, I'm not donating to keep you up and running. Get your money from somewhere else, like George Soros. You got real quiet all of a sudden. I don't know if that matters.
I was taking a drink of water, and then I started
All
choking and laughing at the George Soros joke.
Okay, good. So the treasure this week is a R&B singer.
That stands for rhythm and blues.
Correct. She was born.
Is that my hint? She was born.
Well, she was born in New York in March of 1969 or 1970. This Wikipedia says.
So they're unsure.
Yeah, that's weird. I guess I should have read that part because that's kind of interesting. I bring this up because I think this month we should Christmas theme our trash or treasures, since it is Christmas. She is pretty well known for all of her music is very well known. She's probably let me find out, because I think she's got like nearly.
She's one of the top selling female vocal talents or something.
Probably, yeah.
She probably has Christmas music that people want to kill themselves for hearing from Thanksgiving Day on.
I don't know if they want to kill themselves. That seems a little bit too much. So Yeah, I mean, she's got fucking like 15 #1 albums and a bunch of Grammy nominations. She's super popular. But what I want to get into, because I'm pretty sure you already know who the fuck I'm talking about, and that's fine.
I think I do. I suck with the names.
Yeah, that's fine. That's even better. Is some of the things she's known for, which are being very diva-like, like her rider for when she does shows and shit, dictates that the room at her hotel is to be 2 adjoining rooms or 1 large room divided into 2, and they must be carpeted and have some sort of a divider because one is for a private area, the other one is for like hair and makeup. The temperature absolutely has to be set to 75 degrees. Has to have 1 3-seat couch, 1 2-seat couch, or 2 large comfy chairs, plain in color with no busy patterns. 1 coffee table, 3 end tables, 4 tall floor lamps, 8 tall leafy plants, 2 vases of white roses. Also an 8-foot-long table with linens for catering, and a mini fridge that is stocked with Fiji water and Chardonnay.
It sounds like a pretty basic white girl. Yeah,
but like some of the things that she's done, like there's a lot of rumor, and obviously some of the stuff is hard to prove because it's it's not like a crime, but like that her sister, one of her sisters was in an accident, needed surgery, and she refused to help in any way or even show up to be there for the family. One of the marriages she was in, she was engaged. She never actually got married to this particular person. They planned to sign a prenup with a $50 million payout. When they didn't go through with the marriage and didn't sign the prenup, she still charged the guy that amount via wanting a house in Calabasas and refused to return the $10 million ring that he had bought.
Was he a professional baseball player?
I'd have to look him up. I don't know.
Okay. Not a big deal.
Yeah, no, it's a big deal. Now you got me sidetracked, and I'm looking. He's an Australian businessman, so no.
Where's Calabasas?
Calabasas is in California. It's where the Kardashians and Kanye live.
Got it. I've heard the term before in music.
Yeah, she has very strict dating rules. She's only gets romantic on Mondays. The man is expected to clean the bedroom and do other chores. And there are pre-scheduled candlelit dates.
What?
Yeah.
It sounds like is it Saving Silverman? Have you seen the one with Jason Biggs where the woman runs his life?
Oh, yeah.
That sounds
probably
terrible.
A lot like that. She performed at an event in 2009 for Obama and was reportedly upset that she was put in the VIP area with the other celebrities, and because she wanted to be treated the very same as Obama's family, and was apparently very upset when she was treated just like another celebrity.
Did this person reportedly, allegedly have a fling with Eminem?
Yes.
Is it Mariah Carey?
It is.
That doesn't surprise me that she's that diva-y.
Yeah. One of the other things that strikes you see this a lot on Cribs, she has a room specifically for all of her luggage. But she also, like, housekeepers and maids, like, just 24/7. There are people that are at her beck and call, and I don't care so much about that, because I assume that those people are paid amicably for their services or whatever. It's weird to me that you want that many people in your life all the time. I wouldn't want that. Like, there are certain tasks that I would, as we talked about, like with the fence and shit, like even just day-to-day house tasks. Like, there are certain things that I would rather just fucking give off to somebody else. But I couldn't imagine someone fucking being underfoot all the time. God.
I have a Havanese that's underfoot all the time, and I want to fucking throw her in the lake. I won't.
Yeah,
because I like dogs more than I like people, but I can't imagine just continuously. I guess because it's never been like that, I can't imagine having someone all the time being like, "What can I do for you? What do you need? Do you need food?" It's like being around your grandmother all the time.
Yeah, a lot of the things the title of the article is like 15 unflattering facts about Mariah Carey. And a lot of this stuff like makes perfect sense to me, especially for somebody who's like, one of them is finicky about camera angles and lights. And
Yeah,
like
but
you're that's your
you're
whole
famous.
fucking
You're in
yeah,
the spotlight.
absolutely. Yeah. I too would want the best lighting and camera angles possible in any given scenario.
Well, and you and I are definitely not examples of people that take good selfies.
Speak for yourself, sir. I take some of the best selfies.
Well, you are photogenic, but you're not one of these people that takes 65 tries to try and take a photo to make sure that it's
No.
perfect.
No.
And I don't know if your wife is, but I know my wife up until 30 seconds ago maybe has always been that way. No, you have to take it from this angle and you have to worry about this light. But I mean, she's a photography person, but a lot of the women that I have known have been very much so, I'm not going to post a bad picture of myself. And I'm like, fuck that.
That's not probably. That is just one of those things that's been ingrained in them in a negative way through like Cosmo and other magazines that say this is the perfect woman type of shit. Like I feel terrible for women. The older I get and the more I realize the kind of bullshit they have to go through to quote unquote face the world. Like the shit that we don't have to do. Like I feel so terrible for women. Like god damn. So but yeah, no. So that's Mariah Carey. You know, I think overall she's basura.
Really?
I like her music, but I don't. And I say like her music. I don't love her music. You know, there's songs I like. I think that some of the Eminem stuff, you know, kind of shed a little bit. Like I just don't think she's a. I don't think she actually
gal.
Yeah, not at all. Sorry, that's my bedtime reminder because I'm fucking 13 and need one of those. So. Yeah, no. I don't know. I don't fucks with her.
You know, if someone isn't distinctly trash or treasure, and we end up on the fence on this stuff because the majority of people don't really fall in one category shiningly, I have to ask myself, would I actually give a shit? Would my life be any worse had this person never existed? And if the answer is no,
that's a fair. Yeah,
they kind of fall into the trash category. If I feel they brought positivity to my life, they go more in the treasure category.
Right.
And if there isn't any kind of defining item, so
did she bring positivity to your life in any way?
No, she made me miserable.
We agree.
She is indeed trash.
Yeah. All right. Well,
the pretentiousness is a huge.
Yeah.
Not that I'm trying to date her or she would even date me, but the pretentiousness is just something it's a huge turnoff from even to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, see, and that shit doesn't even bother me necessarily. Like I just know that there are people like that in the world, and you can be pretentious all you want, like that's fine. My thing is when you treat people negatively, in pursuit of your pretentiousness, or as lessers, that's when things, like if you know. There are people out there that are just, oh god, I love the fancy things.
Well, no, and I don't care about that. Be fancy, shit. Be fancy all you want. I'm not mad at you for being rich or having fancy tastes. It's when you treat someone as if they're not a human being or they're lesser than you because they're poor, or just in general you look down on other people. Mm-hmm. That's a huge issue for me, and I'm older now, so I don't do it. But that used to be one of those things. It's like that guy just needs his ass beat. He's never been punched in the face before, and it fixes it.
Yeah.
My dad owns a dealership.
Yeah. Calm down, Kid Rock.
I'm going to sue you. Okay. Good luck.
Fucking Kid Rock. God damn it.
He was a treasure.
He was. He, you know, the one thing that still blows my mind about him is that he has this like white trash, poor redneck persona. And he was raised in a house larger than most anybody ever was, with a very wealthy family.
Right.
Like, I just don't understand how he made the switch.
Well, but isn't that kind of the same flack that certain musicians get? They present music as if they're hard, but they had no real struggle.
See, I think that's a little different.
Well, but that's like Drake talking about having a rough life, but he grew up a rich Jewish kid.
Yeah, I don't know that he was rich, but he wasn't. He certainly wasn't poor. I would from what I know, and I don't know everything. I believe Drake was very middle class ish. I mean, but he was also a child actor, so that changed things a little bit for him.
Right, he wasn't out there running the streets with NWA and stuff like that.
Yeah, no. But I also don't think that Drake portrays I don't think he's ever really, and I could be wrong, I'm not the hugest Drake fan in the world,
Right.
but like I don't feel like he's ever like talked about selling drugs or
Just being a hard ass, yo.
yeah, doing quote unquote gangster things, like, you know what I mean? Like I don't think he's ever talked about those things. I could be wrong. Like I said, I'm not a huge Drake fan. I'm a huge early Drake fan. I don't remember a lot of those things being talked about. And as most, especially in hip hop, as most artists, you know, you can watch artists as they become successful, their content changes because it has to.
Right.
You know,
What
so
was-
and I think you
what
see
was
that evolution
trendy
of
now?
Drake. Yeah, well, but your music is different when you know when you have $1,000 in your hand versus when you have $1 million in the bank. You know, there's so you know as artists grow, they or as they become successful, they evolve, especially in hip hop. So
Young money, new money.
yeah, so and even when Drake was like with Young Money, like I don't remember him doing like the because that was where he started. Like Lil Wayne signed him. I don't really remember him talking about selling drugs and doing some of like NWA type shit. Like I don't think he's
No.
ever personified that.
No,
So.
I feel like I've at some point heard something he's said on a track or something about being a badass or a hard ass or fighting
No.
someone or beating someone up, and I'm like, come on, man.
He might. If not, I know he talks about having people around him that'll do it for a belt buckle.
Well, I mean,
So
that's
and,
different.
and he's not wrong. So that was my favorite part was when he said that and then gave the directions from his house to Kanye's house. So
I think there was an Eminem line in a song that says, "It's funny how you can go from having practically nothing to having enough money that someone will kill for you," or something of the sorts.
Yep. Well, I think that's in Stan. Or no, not Stan. What's one of the didn't he do two?
If you haven't watched Saturday Night Live, which I think you have, they did a Stan reference where I forget his name every time, but he's the
Davidson?
guy. Pete Davidson played the Stu character as Stan, writing it's their version of writing to Eminem, and his character's name is Stu, and they have cameos, and I think Eminem.
It's in Sync for the Moment. It's his other song with Elton John.
Oh, okay.
Or that's the only song he has with Elton John, isn't it?
Well, so Elton John's in the Stu video, or at least someone playing Elton John is in it, but it's the whole first portion of it is the character writing a letter about how, I'm your biggest fan, and it's the Stan lift, where they do the 3 verses where he's writing letters or driving and recording and stuff, and then it moves into some of the other stuff, but it ended up being really funny.
I did not watch the show. I watched the Rudy Giuliani opening skit. I'm not a big Saturday Night Live fan, although I feel, especially in this last year, I find some things funnier than I used to. So, I saw the clip of that, like that it was a skit, and I didn't watch the video.
My favorite part is typically the weekly update. Mm-hmm. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
And there's a time of year where Michael Che writes jokes for Colin Jost to read, and Jost writes jokes for Che to read. So not only are you trying to write something funny, you're trying to make it weird for the other person to say it. Mm-hmm. And there was a joke that Che wrote for Colin, and it was like inherently a racist type statement. And Jost read it off the teleprompter and got really uncomfortable. He goes, "Michael, you're going to get me killed on the way home."
Probably.
But,
Damn it.
oh, what are you looking up now?
I'm trying to find that. I found the song. I'm just trying to find it in the lyrics. No, because he says it's fucked up, ain't it? How we can come from practically nothing to being able to have any fucking thing that we wanted. He doesn't even talk about doing negative things to people.
No, I must have mixed 2 different lyrics, because he talks about having a crew in another song and how they'd kill for each other, die for each other, and shit. Like, there was like a song where him and 50, and they were talking about the issues with Murder Inc. or some bullshit.
Oh, that was a straight up fucking. God damn it! Who else is in that song? God damn it!
Because they talk about another Trasher Treasure we've had, Mr. Ja Rule.
Is it in Hail Mary? Was it Hail Mary? What the fuck? What song was that? God damn it. I'm not going to cut out any of this silence while I look this shit up either. That's my favorite part.
There might be someone listening that's like, no!
I want to say it was Hail Mary.
But it was one of the tracks that wasn't really on an album. It was actually a directed like hit track or whatever the term is.
Yeah. Let's see. God damn it.
What was that? Did you get a pop-up window?
I touched the mic, so.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, I got nothing.
All right, so anyway,
Yeah.
we've concluded that Mariah Carey is trash.
Yeah, Mariah Carey's definitely trash. So, well, fucking, that's all I got, buddy. You ready to get the fuck out of here?
Yeah, check us out on the social medias. It's at Nothing in Mod Pod on the Instas, the TikTok, the Face Space,
all of it,
the Tweeter.
If you're looking for us, we're at Nothing in Mod Pod.
Yep, send us
the only place we're not is on Parler. So,
oh god, it might be fun to troll if I wasn't going to end up on another watch list.
Yeah, you're right. You're already on several, so let's keep it. Let's keep it at the 2 you're on.
But so we are on all those jazzes. Send us an IM, PM, DM, carrier pigeon, whatever it is, and we'll get you out a sticker or a keychain or a magnet or any combination of the series. Spay and neuter your pets.
Yeah, definitely spay and neuter your pants. Jesus Christ.
Be good to yourself and each other.
The title of the episode this week is going to be Spay and Neuter Your Pants.
Perfect.
All right, fucking, let's get out of here. We'll catch you guys next week. Don't do anything crazy. We love you.
Bye.
See ya.
See ya.
Stop it.
Coronavirus. Wow.
Hey kids, you've reached the end of the podcast. That's it. There's nothing more here. Just dead air and this closing statement. We appreciate your diligence, though. Now go back about your day and come back for the next show. Or listen again. In fact, that sounds like a better plan. Grab another show. That's what I'm doing right now. Whoever listens the most wins. You don't really win anything, really. Just the memories of better times, which is winning in my book. All right, well, this is the actual end. Hand banana.